This is a battle in the Aggony 1v1 championship. Riksosten, or Riksosten, against Iraklis. Westphalia, no, Kingdom of Charlemagne versus Mercia. So the Franks have 4 archers. They have a front line of 4 mounted swords and 2 armored swords, I believe. The mounted swords have slightly better stats than the armored swords. A bit more armor. No, they do. 53 versus 46, so quite a bit more armor actually. Should help them to reduce base damage a bit. Frankish spears, Frankish cav, and for the Franks, you're going to be facing 4 Frankish cav most of the time. Some of the most cost-effective cav units in the game. What the Franks lack, they have versatility, they have a lot of armor, but they do lack the capability to take an army head-on and do a lot of damage. They lack high charge units. Although the Frankish cavalry has a very high charge bonus, it's a vulnerable unit. Due to being a cav unit, it's not easy to pull it out once it has engaged without suffering massive casualties. Then you have a line of 5 spears, and they are pushing hard for the central hill. Mercia, on the other hand, doesn't have good cavalry. Mercia has good infantry. So Mercia is bringing Thane spearmen, heavily armored spearmen. They have 4 select archers. They have some select spears, royal Thanes, and normal Thanes. Very good sword infantry, highly armored infantry units. In shield wall, they can do great things, and they are backed up by axemen. And Kingdom of Charlemagne doesn't, from memory, they don't have access to the best shock infantry. Third axemen, not really shock infantry. They don't have the highest charge bonus, but they can put some hurt on enemy units. They can put some hurt on in cav engagements. Not a sturdy unit, but a unit that can be very dangerous if it's allowed to operate the way it's meant to. Now you see that the Kingdom of Charlemagne deploys in spaghetti lines here, and in Charlemagne, spaghetti lines don't give you the same... the spaghetti lines aren't as good versus infantry as they used to be. And indeed, with the Franks, it might defeat the purpose, because if you go spaghetti lines, it means that higher charge infantry is going to be able to connect with more men on the charge. So if a unit of feared axemen charge into a unit of mounted swords, they are going to get more kills when charging a spaghetti line than they are if this unit was in a more blocky formation. The advantage of spaghetti is that you take up more of the battlefield and you take less damage from archers, if that's a priority. You see a unit of Thane spearmen getting singled out here, and it doesn't have any support aside from these units. There's a cav unit coming in to intercept it, a Frankish cav. This is bad for the Frankish cav unit. There is no way that this Frankish cavalry is going to do well against a Thane spear. Especially if the Thane spear stops and gets stationary. Here we have the horsemen responding, moving towards the Frankish cavalry. The Thane spears have stopped. And look at the Frank there, they got into spear wall. So look at what happens to the Frankish cav now. Getting about, getting 18 kills on the charge, but that unit is down to half strength. And it's already wavering. When it gets hit by the cavalry, it's going to lose even more men. Here we have a unit of Frankish cav getting surrounded. So the Franks have played one of their most dangerous cards, and that card is about to be neutralized. The Frankish cav didn't perform here. You cannot just charge a unit of Thane spearmen and expect your cav to do well anymore. This is no Total War Attila, so you need to be very, very careful about how you use your cavalry. Paladin guards, fast charge, mounted swords, fast charge, getting an increase to their charge bonus against the Thane spears, but the Thane spears have already been massive in allowing the Mercians to defeat 2 dangerous units of Frankish cav. So now the Franks are down, they only have their general and they have 2 cav units remaining. The Paladin guards are also taking damage, only losing about 5 men here, but they are taking hit point damage, and that could be very important for the late game. So they got out of that engagement only losing 5 men. However, I think this unit is going to start dropping relatively quickly once the main engagement starts. And here we have the select archers firing into the mayhem. These units are not in shield wall, and this is exactly what Mercia wants. Mercia wants the Franks to come at them piecemeal, because the Mercians have superior infantry. And these royal companions, together with the feared axemen, can defeat sword units very, very quickly. So there are royal thanes on the flanks, there are royal thanes in the center, and then there are axes on each flank. So it's not starting off well for the Kingdom of Charlemagne. And the Kingdom of Charlemagne keeps pushing up in spaghetti. Might be a very poor decision for the Kingdom of Charlemagne. Take note that the Kingdom of Mercia has their cheap spears in front, while the spears are to the back for the Kingdom of Charlemagne. And shots incoming on the armored swords. These thanes haven't taken any prior damage. The armored swords have taken prior damage. They haven't lost any men, but these are the kinds of things that make a significant difference in how engagements play out. If a unit has taken prior damage, you can expect that unit to start dropping. Now the thanes are taking damage now, but they are in shield wall. So the shield wall is going to give them a 65% missile block, which is very, very important. The armored swords, not in shield wall yet. I guess they're moving into it. Yeah, they're moving into shield wall. The shield walls are engaging. But I don't expect... Being in spaghetti and shield wall here is actually going to hurt the armored swordsmen. The thanes are going to like it, and you see the armored swordsmen are dropping significantly faster. Over on the flanks, all of the Mercian cavalry is over on the flanks, because the Frank cavalry has for the most part been neutralized. The feared axemen getting a good charge off on the mounted swords, but the mounted swords are much superior units, and in shield wall they're going to do a really good job. But the Frankish center is looking very shaky indeed. They're about to lose mounted swords here. They're about to lose thanes. The levy spearmen have nothing to do in this fight. They're moving into the fight in spear wall, but they won't be able to support these fights in any meaningful way. Levy spears charging the thane spears should break them. Rear charge from the Frankish cav here, and the select spearmen joining the fight. So another unit of Frankish cav is going to take a lot of damage here. Here we have the horsemen charging into the Frankish cav. A unit of horsemen moving around. If it's able to get into the rear, would be a very nice charge. The horsemen doing well here against the... not doing well, I mean, against the paladin guards. Doing a bit of hit point damage, but it also zones the general of the Franks out of the battle for now. He's not able to support the morale of his shaky units here, and a lot of these units are just going to break. You see how few losses the main line of Mercia has taken against the Frankish assault. The feared axemen haven't done too well. They've been fighting units in shield wall. They don't like that much. The Frankish cav is going to do what they do best. They're going to do very well against horsemen. But this is not looking too good for the Franks. The royal companions have started their killing spree. Not in shield wall. And they're fighting unit in shield wall, so not optimal, but getting the charge bonus in can be worth it at certain points. Here the mounted swords in shield wall clearing up a blob. The select spearmen running off the field. Feared spearmen here charging into the paladin guardsmen. The paladin guardsmen could very well get caught here. They are turning to pull away from the battle. They're losing a lot of men here, but they would certainly die in that combat. So might be worth it. The retreating behind the Frankish spears here. The archers pouring the fire in, and these units are not in shield wall anymore, so they don't have the biggest missile block chance. Royal companions about to break the Frankish spears. And there isn't a lot of cavalry left on the field for either faction now. There's one Frankish cav here, and then there's the very depleted Paladin Guard general, but he has to be very careful. He's a few volleys of flaming shot away from being killed. Looks like the Frankish Cav has a hard-on for this unit of select archers. The select archers don't have that much ammunition left. Looks like they are heavy-shotting the Frankish Cav, so the Frankish Cav is going to be able to make it there.
Run from the enemy. This is shameful.
But they are losing men. And this should be it for the select archers. Nice penetration from the Frankish Cav. But there are so many infantry units left on the field here for Mercia. Their infantry has done an outstanding job, and that's what Mercia does really well. The combination of the killing power of the Royal Companions, Royal Thanes, and the ability for the Thanes to hold the line. They don't do too well against missiles, but in this case, the missiles of the Franks haven't been able to do enough damage. The Royal Thanes are losing this fight. There are a lot of Franks remaining here, and now this gets very interesting, because the Franks have their archers remaining. There are some archers left on the field for Mercia, but they could very well be killed by this unit of Frankish Cav. So they're focusing the fire on the Frankish Cav. The Frankish Cav is taking damage, but they won't get many volleys off here against the Frankish Cav. The Frankish Cav is very tired, about to be exhausted, so it's going to be very slow. But the attack sort of hits both units here. The Frankish Cav, if it disengages, things could get interesting. The Mercian units are moving around to sort of trap the Frankish Cav. The Frankish Cav is now exhausted. A lot of Frank units left on the field. Moving in. The feared spearmen do not have rapid advance. That would be extremely useful for them at the moment, but they don't have it. So the Frankish cavalry made it out of there, and they are at 300 kills now. A very valuable unit. And it looks like they're going to be able to make it out of there. The select archers are firing at them. And they are very slow because they're exhausted. So there's quite a lot of ammunition remaining on these archers. If they focus heavy shot on the general here, and the mounted swords move into shield wall, they might just have enough to break the Mercians, especially if they engage shield wall to the front and rear charge with the cavalry. Their general should be safe if he doesn't do anything stupid. He is taking fire now from the select archers, so that would be something stupid. He needs to get the hell out of there. And the Royal Companions, fire being focused on them, they have taken a lot of prior damage. They're going to drop quickly to heavy shots. 2 men down, 2 more men down. They're losing men by the volley here. This is very bad for Mercia. They're doing a bit of firing on the move, are these select archers. It's a bit weird. And the Royal Companions are dropping rapidly now. Only a few volleys remaining on the archers, but it might be enough to take the Royal Companions down. Yeah, they are dropping incredibly fast. Firing a bit on the select archers now. I don't know that that's a good option. I would really just focus on the general and use my archers to run after this unit of select archers to prevent it from firing. Even though the Royal Companions are in shield wall, heavy shot from the side could be devastating. And here we have an engagement. The Thanes in shield wall. The mounted swords are moving in, also using shield wall. Everyone using shield wall at the moment. Which you have to. You cannot charge these units with sword units and expect to break them. The charge bonus just isn't there. And the Royal Companion General is dead. Very important. Very important. The morale of these units is going to be reduced. Levy spears and spear wall moving in. And the Royal Companion General about to get focused down.
Men have given up and are running for their lives.
But now the Frankish General is in a bit of a pickle. He's running straight into select archers. They're not using flaming shots. They might be using heavy shot, which isn't a bad idea, but the select archers are getting charged. And now this looks very good for the Franks. A few mistakes made in the opening of the battle, but the Franks have brought it back nicely. The strong cavalry of the Franks, a big part in that. The archers, also very, very important. So now these Thanes are about to get rear charge. You can see they have a lot of kills. But it's too late. Pyrrhic victory there for the kingdom of Charlemagne and Greek Iraklis. It almost seemed like in the beginning Greek Iraklis played this game like Attila, but then he started playing a much safer and much stronger game. So a very balanced army brought by Iraklis, a balanced army brought by the kingdom of Mercia. That one cavalry unit might have won Greek Iraklis the game, due to his ability to focus on these royal companions. But you can see how well the Thanes do. 232, 153, 194. It might have been a good idea to bring more Thanes. The Axis didn't do too well because they charged superior units in shield wall. And the Kingdom of Mercia might have done well to support their cav fights a bit better, but they did get a few gifts early on in the battle, with the Frankish cav being wasted on the Thane spearmen. But in the end, the Frankish cav together with the archers saved the day. So best of 3, we're going to have some more battles, and I quite look forward to that because this was a great one. Strength and honor.